Hi, what's up you guys? It's your boy, Justin Passetti, back again with another Work Experience Wednesday, and today's video is going to be more on about details about advice for new nurses. It's definitely going to be a couple like pros and cons about nursing in general, and also what you guys can learn about my past experience on how to become more adjusted to the nursing type of lifestyle. But before we get on that video, just a friendly reminder to please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out my YouTube channel, puts my YouTube videos out there, and it also helps you find content that you would like to see in the near future. And also don't forget to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, all at Justin Passetti. I post a lot more on Instagram, so if you have any other thoughts and questions, definitely comment down below, but also reach out to me on Instagram. And also, as a thank you for doing all those things, I will post a happy picture of Kanye West. So thank you guys for following on YouTube and also on my social medias. But now let's get on with the rest of this video. So here you go. You graduated from nursing school. Congrats to you guys. Definitely a huge milestone, a huge accomplishment for passing this difficult course. So now we're going to apply, and you got accepted to a job, you accepted the position that you applied for, and now we're trying to get into the nurse lifestyle. So there are different aspects of this. I know there's going to be day shift, PM, and night shift. I know there's going to be a bunch of different shifts, but I'm going to do a very general as to getting used to nursing in general, in terms of, just for the job itself. I know your body wise in terms of days versus nights are totally different on being adjusted, but this video is more for just new grads, new nurses, getting used to nursing in general. So starting off, if you've worked as a CNA or nurse's aide before, you'll kind of understand the workflow of nursing in general. So you will definitely be more, accustomed to what the type of atmosphere it is, especially if you're applying for the job or a nursing position that you already worked for as a CNA. That's totally different in itself, but this is all for new nurses in general. So the hardest thing that I really got needed help with was documentation, because the one I used Epic, that type of EMR, electronic medical records, electronic medical records system. So Epic was definitely new to me, especially when it comes to admissions, discharges, medications, and all those type of things. But as long as you have a very good preceptor, that's the hardest part sometimes, is finding a good preceptor to help you orient to the floor and the whole nursing lifestyle. And don't be afraid. If you are a new grad and you've never had this type of experience before, it's okay to ask for a new preceptor. And then I know it might seem awkward at first, but you're doing the best you can for yourself so that you understand the whole atmosphere of the nursing job in general. Do not be afraid to ask for another preceptor, or if you would like, you can also just say, oh, I want to see how this other person is in precepting, because everyone is different in terms of nursing. Everyone has different ways of doing their own things and their own routines on how they get their job done for the day or night. So always ask for a new preceptor if needed. So other things for new nurses is definitely have your own stethoscope. I'll definitely put down a list down below in the description for certain things that you might need. I'm not gonna throw them up here. I'll just definitely list it down there so you guys have easier access to find it online. So some things, obviously you have a stethoscope, you definitely need some sort of clipboard. So something that definitely write on, because when you just have a paper in hand and then you're just writing on the wall, it doesn't really look professional. If you also have a pen and paper on your hand, it's just not neat or organized. It's a lot harder to organize your thoughts on report when you're getting it and then giving report. So definitely recommend getting a clipboard. And then when it comes to stethoscope, it's really cool because you can just put the tape, and then you have Curo caps. If you understand what those are, you can just put those on the stethoscope itself. Some people wear some sort of fanny pack, some sort of belt, in terms of keeping all their materials together. So the clipboard itself, the one that I'm about to post down in the link description below, definitely is able to keep certain pens, papers that you really do need. I don't really think you need a belt, in my opinion. I'm not really sure what else you'd be keeping in there. If you have scrubs, you definitely need scissors. You'll keep your gauze, your normal saline flushes, and then I feel like for the most part that really should be it. You have pockets for a pen, pencil, your ID, some maybe markers like a highlighter if you want to highlight certain things, and then you might get a phone if you're working on a med surg floor. You might get a phone for telemetry or anyone else to call you. You can easily put that in your pocket also. I really don't think the fanny pack is really necessary, but in case you're really interested in that, I'll definitely drop something down below in the link description down there also. So other things for new nurses is definitely get into a routine where you're more consistent, so then your body is more accustomed to being ready for work. So if you work days, for example, I'll keep it simple. Definitely, get a good night's sleep before. Always try to keep your body healthy. Definitely continue to work out and eat healthy is probably one of the harder things. And then also throughout the day, Also try to get a routine where you're able to eat lunch. I know a lot of new nurses, especially me for example, we're not able to eat lunch just because we're kind of like all over the place when we're not really too organized with the work and then our workload. It's just sometimes there are certain days where you just don't eat lunch just because even though you are organized, certain things just continue to happen and you're just like, why is this all happening right now? And then you also be hungry and then you're just gonna be hangry. A lot of people get hangry throughout the day, so it's just how the job is, unfortunately, but it's always something to be expected. But you all should always be able to eat no matter what. If not, you definitely have to, like, you know, talk to your charge nurse or someone just so the assignments are more equal, because everybody should be able to eat their lunch. That should be a given, and it's also like by law. You should be able to have a break from your job. So those are some of the bigger tips for new nurses. Other thing is, you'll definitely realize what type of nurses are out there. You'll see it, just to be an honest thing, not everyone is like a great nurse. It's just how it is. Just like how there's not everyone that's as good, there's always going to be better people in certain occupations than the other. Same thing with nurses. You'll realize that some people just push the work all the way back. Medications are due that were supposed to be given earlier, and then you're going to always have these questions. Always make sure that the safety of the patient is prioritized, and don't be afraid to question some of the older nurses. It is a job. It is definitely a very dangerous job if you're not making sure these patients are safe, especially in certain specialties, so like ICU, med surg. Always make sure that everything is up to date, correct, IV fluids are correct, and then always make sure labs, if there are certain type of labs that need to be monitored very closely, especially if you're on a heparin drip. If you're a new nurse, you probably may not know too much about why a heparin drip has to be like monitored closely, but just for a quick like summary, just because you don't want to worry about any sort of bleeding or anything like that, especially with certain blood levels if they're not in the right or being monitored correctly. So definitely, you know, when it comes to new nurses, always make sure that your preceptor or you feel comfortable on the job. Make sure you have certain materials that you really do need. So all you really need is like a stethoscope, a good clipboard so you can store papers and then also write down your notes on. And then also don't be afraid to like question certain things if you're not as too sure as to why it's not done yet, or if you're not comfortable with something new. So for example, if you may have a CBI, continuous bladder irrigation, because a patient had a certain bladder scan, or not bladder scan, a bladder procedure done, always ask for help when you're getting or giving report, just so that you understand what you have to do for that job, for the day, or for that shift, I mean. So it's always good to ask while someone's there with you, rather than waiting and then being unsure about it, and then, you know, sometimes it may be too late and then a doctor might come by. Always ask earlier rather than later. So those are just some of my quick tips for new nurses. If you have any other thoughts or any other comments or any other tips that you may have that you would like me to cover, definitely drop it down below in the comment section. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys another Work Experience Wednesday. But before we close out, just a friendly reminder to please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out my YouTube channel, puts my YouTube videos out there, and it also helps you find content that you would like to see in the near future. And also don't forget to follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, all at Justin Pacetti. I post a lot more on Instagram, so if you have any other thoughts or any comments that you want to put down there but also want to reach out to me faster, definitely hit me up on Instagram. But that's all I have for this rest of this week for Work Experience Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys on another Work Experience Wednesday. But for right now, hope you guys have a great rest of your week. But you know, it is your boy Justin Pacetti, so try to keep up. Alright, deuces.